Hey y'all, happy what's today? Monday. I'm like, wait, what's today? Happy Monday, y'all. Listen, welcome in the building. It's Monday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. What are we? Tuesday, Wednesday, we're 2 days away from Thanksgiving, right? 2 days or 3 days away from Thanksgiving. Listen, people, we're edging our way towards the end of 2025, but we got to enjoy these last few weeks we have left. And Thursday is Thanksgiving. But listen, welcome in the building. I'm glad to see y'all. Happy that y'all here spending time with me. So tonight is trending topics, and it's called From Discrimination to Disaster. From discrimination to disaster. I'm going to show you this one group of young ladies, the 9 of them. They went to a restaurant, a steakhouse in Virginia. They were celebrating their Friendsgiving, or they tried to celebrate their Friendsgiving. A whole nother black people that they didn't know. Just because you black don't mean you know every black person in the world. So people that had nothing to do with their party got to fighting up in the restaurant. And before the cops came, the people that were fighting left. And then the restaurant owners, they come to the 9 people that had nothing to do with that fight and told them, y'all got to go because y'all like to fight. Who's y'all? Who do y'all? I don't know them. I didn't know them. They got kicked out. Well, now they got themselves a lawyer. We're going to see how this turns out. Then we got the job crisis. You know, the federal workers, before the what is it, the 30 days, what that thing lasted for 40 something days, the government shut down. Before the government shut down, some government employees were sent the email. Y'all remember that? Sign this email, respond in this email, and y'all can leave now or later, and we'll pay y'all 17 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever the email said. Some people went ahead and took it because they was afraid. They didn't know, like, do I take it now and get some money? Do I not take it and hope I'm not the one that gets laid off? Well, a lot of the ones that took it, they said now they in the job pool with the millions of other Americans looking for a job, and they can't find a job, and they can't even get a call back. Some of them are even saying they just trying to get a part-time job and can't even get no part-time job. It's dreadful. But we're going to talk about it. These people are on the verge of losing their homes. One lady said the church paid her mortgage last month, but she don't know what's going to happen for the month of November. She don't want to lose her home. Can't find a job. Afraid she made the wrong decision by taking the package. Because now the money has run out, and so has the opportunities. I'm going to talk about it. In this cruise tragedy, it gets worse and worse as the day goes by, because this young lady, her grandparents was on the cruise too. You know, I get it. I like going on vacation. Let's not get it twisted here. I like going on vacation. But I told y'all, I'm still trying to figure out what the good message is when it comes to blending families. And I haven't quite got there yet. I haven't quite landed. But I will tell you where I did land. I don't care if you are going on a vacation with a blended family, then the blended siblings should not be sharing a room together without the adults being in the room. And that's a point blank in the period. And the girls should not be sharing a room with the boys, especially if they're not all like adults. They said there was screaming that came from that room. They said the stepbrother talking about he don't remember what happened because he blacked out. Lock him up. Maybe when he's in handcuffs and they're interrogating him, maybe his memory will come back. But the grandparents are speaking now, so we got stuff to talk about. Listen, people. You know what time it is. I ain't going to have a long monologue tonight. We're going to get right into it, okay? Because I know people got stuff to do to prepare for their families this week. So I need a what in the chat. I need a choo choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Monday Night Trending Topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title's called From Discrimination to Disaster. We got an injustice at dinner. Just because I'm black, the black people over there fighting, and you want to say I'm connected to them and I like to fight. You don't even know me. I didn't even get to order my food yet. And I'm sitting here behaving, and you telling me I got to get out in front of everybody else. The job crisis, and then the cruise tragedy. Let me bring the people on in the building. Hey, Julius. Hey, In My Opinion. Hey, Felicia. Hey, Wayne.
Hey, Diva.
All right, people, we're going to get right into it. Let me do this dinner situation first. Very sad. It's just very sad. I don't even know what else to say about it, but let me share a screen so we could get into it. It's called Cork Bull out in Virginia.
Chesapeake, known for fine dining, was the backdrop for some rude behavior that got physical. These images of two women fighting from earlier this month are making the rounds on social media. But the story is a group of 9 other women who say they were kicked out of the restaurant in what they call an act of discrimination. Markeisha Jackson has the story you'll see only on 10.
That fight happened inside of Cork Bull Chophouse. After things settled down, a group of other women who were not involved in the fight were told they had to leave the establishment, a statement they feel was made based on the color of their skin. What was supposed to be a night of fellowship for this group of women
turned into a night of hurt, embarrassment, and pure humiliation.
The 9 women had chosen to have a Friendsgiving dinner at Cork Bull.
We only had time to order our drinks, and a fight broke out between 2 African-American women that had nothing to do with us.
Somebody break it up.
This is video of the altercation. The 9 women say it happened between guests at a table that was across the room. The 2 women seen throwing blows ultimately left before authorities arrived. But somehow restaurant staff thought these 9 women who were still inside were somehow involved and told them to leave too.
So I asked why. And he responded saying, because you all like to fight. And they made us leave and get up in front of all the other patrons in the restaurant.
We were really in like a negative spotlight at that moment, and it was all eyes on us. It was very embarrassing.
The 9 ladies are now pursuing legal action. Their lawyer sat down with us.
Just because you have employees that might have made a bad judgment one night, that could turn into 2 nights, 3 nights, 4 nights. It has to stop.
The women say the restaurant staff has not reached out to provide an apology or update.
All 9 of these ladies were treated more harshly than the 2 people who were actually engaged in the misdemeanor action.
Their lawyer says they want accountability and justice.
We can say this is discrimination. We can say this violates the Equal Protection Clause. They have said enough is enough, and we're not going to take it.
Treat your customers with dignity and respect.
We did reach out to the owners of Cork Bull Chophouse as well as the general manager for comment, but we have not heard back. In Chesapeake, Markeisha Jackson, 10 on your side.
Hold on one second. Because y'all all like to fight. 9 black women alleged discrimination at a Virginia steakhouse. A Friendsgiving dinner ended with humiliation and a call for accountability after the group said they were wrongfully removed from the restaurant. 9 women in the Chesapeake, Virginia say what started as a simple Friendsgiving dinner turned into a humiliating and discriminatory ordeal. One they now are taking legal action to address. A viral video captured a fist fight between 2 women inside the Cork Bull Chophouse on November the 6th. But the group says that despite having nothing to do with the altercation, they were the ones escorted out by management. Patron Shakona Holt told reporters the night was supposed to be about fellowship. Instead, it turned into a night of hurt, embarrassment, and pure humiliation, she said. According to the woman, They had only ordered drinks when two other diners who were also Black women began fighting across the room. Those individuals left before police arrived, but Holt says restaurant staff assumed her group was part of the chaos. After the scene settled, the group says a manager approached their table and told them to leave. When Holt asked if the restaurant was shutting down for everyone, she says he responded, "No, we're just not servicing you all because y'all like to fight," she added, that no one else was asked to leave, only their party. "We were all put in a negative spotlight in that moment," said Ashley Pickens. "It was all eyes on us. Very embarrassing." The woman claimed they were forced to stand up and exit in front of the entire dining room, even though they weren't involved in the fight. And the actual participants faced no such public removal. The attorney, Joy Van, calls the treatment both discriminatory and unjust. All 9 of these women were treated more harshly than the 2 people who were actually engaged in the misdemeanor action, she said. Just because you have employees who might have had a bad judgment one night that can turn into 2 nights, 3 nights, 4 nights, it has to stop. The group says the restaurant has not reached out with an apology or update. They're now pursuing legal action, citing racial discrimination and equal protection concerns. They have said enough is enough. We're not going to take it, the lawyer added. The NAACP Virginia State Conference and the NAACP Chesapeake branch have publicly backed the 9 women. In a statement, conference president Reverend Cozy Belly called the incident a painful reminder that racism remains embedded in our daily lives, adding that establishments must be held accountable when they are perpetuate racial stereotypes. As for Holt, her message is straightforward: treat your customers with dignity and respect. Julius, your thoughts?
Because they had melanin, they assumed that the presumption was they were ghetto, uneducated, roughhouses, and causing and ruckus causes. That's the overall tone of the point of view from the restaurant, and I believe I got it correct. But it seems like these melanated, educated sisters were getting together for fellowship, to break bread, to have a good time. But see, I want to remind everybody, because we talk about it over here. If you have any kind of chocolate that is of the melanated kind, no matter where you are, it used to be below the Mason-Dixon line, but now it's above the Mason-Dixon line as well. You have to be aware of your surroundings because you are suspect number 1. Unfortunately, no fault of your own. You could be the most educated person in the world and can be presumed as a suspect. Ooh. I hope the restaurant is brought through the ringer. We are almost in the year of our Lord, 2026. But we have known that racism is prevalent. It is alive and well. I talk about it immense on the channel. And this is just another example. To the sisters, the 9 beautiful, educated, melanated sisters that was discriminated against, I stand with you. And I hope you win your case. That's it.
Thank you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Let's be clear. This was a bias and this was racial. Not y'all all act the same. I wouldn't want nobody to tell none of my kids nor me that, because I don't act the same as nobody else. I am me. How dare this place think that they had enough courage to embarrass these women, to belittle them, and to ridicule them all at the same time? You know what? It's places like this where we need to hold our money back from these companies like this. So this company is a franchise of a bigger company, and I believe it should be some work done to see if this has happened before, because I believe it has. For that manager to have a bravado to say that to these people, I'm pretty sure she's done it before. And she should be fired as well. Because how dare you, ma'am? You knew they weren't sitting at the same table. If of course they was across the room and these 9 ladies were sitting at another table, you knew they weren't together. But this was your excuse to get them out of your restaurant. They only had drinks. You know what? I am so tired of these people. I really am. This man that's in office has emboldened them to show their racist biases that they've been trying to hold back, and he's imploring them to show it. And I implore all my melanated sisters and brothers not to let this devil win. And we're gonna attack their businesses just like they're trying to attack our character because we got melanin in our skin.
Thank you. Katrina, your thoughts?
Hey Diva, hey panel, hey chat. My thing is,
Katrina, we lost you.
can y'all hear me?
Now I can.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, Diva. It's sad that the some of us make the rest of us look embarrassed, even though they had nothing to do with that fight. Just because of their skin color, the one that was in there fighting, making us look bad. Which that shouldn't matter because it wasn't us. We sit up here watching the show like y'all are. And for them to get through out the restaurant, and if she was telling me to leave, I wouldn't want to stay there because I don't know what you would do to my food. I would have left. But yes, I'll be doing what the lady doing now is pressing charges or whatsoever. But I dang sure wouldn't want to stay in there. If somebody told me leave their restaurant and I'm standing there arguing, standing there with them, I don't want you cooking no food for me. I'm good. We'll discuss this in my lawyer office in the courthouse. But I'll be damned if I would have stayed in that restaurant when she asked me to leave. But that's messing with them. So now they on Diva Hot Topics. So so everybody know what they do. So there you go. People stay away from them. You get treated the same way. Somebody come in and bump you on your knee, they're gonna throw you out. So y'all know the restaurant. You know how you're gonna get treated. Stay away from there. That's all I got.
Thanks. Wayne, your thoughts?
Well, I just finished leaving my Google review for Cork and Bull. Yeah, I did. You got to hit them where it hurts, because people read the Google review. I just thought it was a thing, but companies are really concerned about what they say about them. These women, I hope they got good attorneys. They deserve to be compensated for the embarrassment. Assuming that y'all fight, black women fight. I hope they got good attorneys, because this just happens way too often. When I lived in the DMV, it was 2 Howard students that went to this Chinese restaurant to eat. And when they got the bill, it had this service fee. So they asked, what was this? They said, what was this fee for? And they said, you people don't tip. Well, out of that back then, they got about $11,000 each, because they said, you people don't tip. They were law students. So, and these people, they got a lot of good reviews on them. But I don't know if we got to target them. I'm done.
Thank you. Felicia, your thoughts?
Good evening, everybody. Happy Monday. You know how to come up with this one, yeah. So I went on Cork and Bull too, and they full of bullshit. But first of all, let's talk about their menu. Their menu ain't nothing for nobody to be sitting up there wanting to throw people out of a restaurant for. Prices are way too high, and the decor is okay. Now let's talk about these sisters. Now there was none of them. And they go to a restaurant, and they're getting ready to order drinks. and two people in another group, another party, get up and start fighting. And everybody ass out all over the plates, the tables, and the chairs. And you still sitting there. Okay. The manager come out and tells you, we're not going to serve you because you all like to fight. Okay. No one recorded that. But all the ass out stuff we got. I'm confused. That's where the money is. I would have said to the manager, can you please repeat that? But they didn't record that. Not that I read or heard. And now they have a lawyer. They're going to win something. But they would have won bigger. Because we're always too fascinated by the gutter stuff, the street stuff. We're going to record that. But a winning statement like we're not going to serve you because y'all like to fight? This is why nobody's taking the phone call. This is why they're not responding. Because they don't want to admit that they said that. Are we following me?
No, I'm following you, but they didn't record the fight. The 9 ladies didn't record the fight, Felicia. Somebody else did.
So who's the somebody else? Not at the table that they were sitting at?
No. Someone else uploaded that video online.
So they wasn't going to put a complaint in until that person uploaded the video?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you that they were not the ones that recorded that.
Well, then I would go to whoever uploaded it and ask them, do you have them throwing us out? I'm not a phone person, but I'm going to tell you, if I'm in a group of 10 people, somebody know how to use a phone and record.
Mm-hmm.
I am not going to be part of a group of women, men, mixed group, that we go to a restaurant where you make reservations. This is a special event. And then you're going to come and disrespect us like this, and we're not going to record something. And as have I told my sister girlfriends in the back row, how you document situations like this is you dial 911. That's how you document. Say, we're prepared to leave, but we want it documented that we were here and we done nothing but wait to be served. And we were asked to leave because we were accused of being fighters. So yeah, they're going to win something. They would have won a lot more when you document stuff like this. And it's not news. It's not something new. It's been going on. And that restaurant is not all of that to be, thinking that they don't need to return a phone call. How dare they? So I'm with Wayne. Let's go put up the reviews. Cork and Bull is bullshit. Don't Friendsgiving there, Thanksgiving there. Don't go by there even for a drink. I'm done.
I appreciate you. Let's go ahead and roll down okay, let's go roll into the next story. And the next story is this job crisis, which is really real, and how these federal workers, they took the plan they was offered, but then now they're struggling to find jobs.
Are more unemployed workers than jobs available. Federal layoffs, loss of contracts, even private sector downsizing have compounded the situation throughout the DMV. Job seekers tell me that after months of looking for a job, they're still coming up short. These are the faces of people who say months after separating from the federal government or losing their private sector job, they're left with few options, drained bank accounts, and fleeting hope.
I'm struggling so hard today. I took the deferred resignation program and have so much regret. I have so much regret.
In this viral video, Shantae Graves shares her frustration after accepting the federal government's deferred resignation program, which placed her on administrative leave with full compensation until September, followed by a formal separation.
Even with all of the crazy stuff going on in the government, I really miss the security of that job. I actually started recording back in the spring, like when all of this started happening, and I started recording my process of like coming to terms with leaving, and it was just a diary for myself.
She, like thousands of other former federal workers, faced the possibility of layoffs or reductions in force that threatened to leave them with limited severance pay. Many took the deal with the belief that the certainty of a paycheck was better than gambling with a potential layoff. The Trump administration maintains that the federal reductions were necessary to improve efficiency and shrink a federal workforce they claim was too big.
I feel like I have no community of people that also took it, which makes me then feel even worse because I feel like I didn't make a thought out decision, but I did think it out. The weight of being back out in the searching for a job just really hit me that day.
The task of looking for work is daunting as the number of unemployed climb and the jobs available dwindle.
I didn't expect to be leaving federal service like that when I had entered. I envisioned a long career.
Jordan Matthews entered the federal government as a presidential service management fellow within the Department of Justice. She worked in an office focused on community conflict resolution.
The administration had tried to get rid of our component the first time around unsuccessfully, and so we knew that there would probably be that same type of attempt. But as we all learned quickly, that this year or this time around was very different. It feels like every other person is unemployed right now. And knowing what that means for our economy feels very scary. I was looking for part-time jobs. I was looking for something, I feel like I would love to work part-time at Whole Foods as a cashier right now, just to make, have a little bit of stability. That's been challenging.
While she looks for work, she's been nurturing a community of former federal workers with her blog, The Fed Up.
I believe more than any time ever, it is so important that we all say the truth thing out loud together.
Benjamin Phillips worked at USAID, an agency shut down by the Trump administration after uncorroborated claims of corruption and abuse. Thousands of employees were laid off, and some, like Phillips, opted for the deferred resignation program instead. He's still looking for work.
The field that I've worked in, international development and humanitarian assistance, has basically been, almost disappeared in the United States because the administration cut all of the funding. So that, the kinds of jobs that I used to have before, those have all disappeared as well.
I don't want to lose my home.
Private sector workers are no different. Paulette James lost her private sector job earlier this year. More than 10 months later, she's still looking for a job. And although she lives closer to Richmond, she's been applying for work throughout the DC region, especially as she's on the verge of losing her house. Alfred Street Baptist Church helped pay her mortgage in October. She doesn't know where the money's going to come from to pay for November's bill.
I want to save my home. I want to save my livelihood, and I need to make an income.
All these job seekers say they've applied for dozens, even hundreds of opportunities. They say there's the occasional callback, the ghosting from prospective employers, or just silence altogether. Bill Fitzgerald is the author of Searching for a Job Sucks and a career expert.
Some of the people that I've been speaking to who are farther down that pipeline in terms of the interviewing process, for them, the real secret has been getting out from behind their desk, more or less, and having conversations with people they know and getting introduced to people that those people know.
Fitzgerald said in an age where applicants are competing with algorithms, tapping into your network, building professional relationships, getting the recommendation or referral from within an organization goes a long way in separating you from other candidates.
The only place that I can go from here is forward.
Important to note as well that many of those that we spoke with said that they're starting to run out of money, and as a result will likely have to leave the region as well. On federal
Very sad. Julius, your thoughts? And this is real for a lot of people, very real.
My heart hurts for these people. How do you expect these? I don't understand laying off all these people to have a efficiency type of, I don't understand that. These departments need the staffing, and I'm gonna be honest, I may be a work study in my school's financial aid office, but we're feeling the effects of not some of the time not being able to tell our students when their loans are going to come through, because number one, there's barely any staff left.
Mm.
And quite frankly, I feel like we barely have a Department of Education left. It's this fool that's in office, he just doesn't care. That I'm with I'm with these people. This fool just doesn't care. And that's the problem with people who always had silver spoons in their mouths and not once had to struggle or figure out where their next meal is coming from or how to keep the lights on to try to make decisions for other people. This is the find out of it, of having someone in office like that. That's it.
Thank you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So this was a setup and a scam for anybody who took it. Unless you were really close to retiring, this was a bad deal. They shaped it up and shined it up and tried to make it feel like it was a good deal, but it was a bad deal because people were already having a hard time finding jobs. Jobs are scarce because we have an economy now where they want people in for as little as they can. It's sad that in this time and in this day and age that we're sitting here and seeing families crumbling because they had to take a deal that was brought to them like it was it was helping them instead of hurting them, which
Mm.
is that's what this deal did. It told them, oh well, we're gonna give you this bonus and you're gonna be fine anyway because we're gonna lay people off anyway. So if you get laid off, you're not gonna get anything. You ought to take this deal and at least you'll get something on the front end. Not knowing that these people that took that deal was going to be back in the same work pool that a lot of other Americans are already in that can't find jobs. I don't know too many industries that are not laying people off. And now with this administration taking away professional careers like nursing and education, I don't understand how we're going to survive in a world like this. I think we really need to be careful who we're voting in now because this is going to deter whether we keep going down the same path we're going or whether we'll rise up and get past this.
Mm. I appreciate you. In my opinion, Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, Diva. Anytime the government giving you the same amount of money, it's a scam. Trust and believe. Ask the people with those PPP loans. Every one of them that took that 25,000, they thought it was gonna be free and clear. No, they're coming back for you. They're coming back for you. And if I was these people, I would have let them lay me off. That way I could have got my unemployment, and it would still been coming in. It probably won't be as much as it normally would be, but I still would have an income coming in. And by them giving these people these service package, why didn't they put in there that they can go to a school? They'll pay for them to get retrained in something else, or give them like a school obligation to take something if you're taking this job away. There's a lot of jobs in Alabama where, like the glass company, Brockway, and all those type of places, when they laid these people off, they gave them a service package, but they also paid for them to go back to school to do something else. This is ridiculous and sick and sad. And I really do feel sorry for these people because anytime you take money that quick, like income tax money, that's fast money. You go through that money way before you know it because it's there. It's there. And I feel sorry for them. I pray for them. And I hope they find something else because right now everything is going to AI and not A1 but AI um in this community, in this in this world, in this nation. Everything is computerized. I would get a job in go back to school and get a job and something like that. But then again, the school prices are so high. I don't know. They didn't do these people right. I feel sorry for them. But all I can say is good luck.
Thank you, Wayne.
You know, I feel bad for them because they actually believed the oppressor. They come in and just firing people, but they're going to give you a sweet deal. Other sad part about it is that a lot of these people, older workers, you know, they're vested in their job. This is what they plan to do the rest of their life. You know, they hadn't planned to go back to school. You know, if they can't find a job, what they were doing, you know, then if they have to go back to school, some kind of training to get additional training. And you're talking about older people. I'm not saying they're not trainable, but these are people who kind of settled their lives. This is what they wanted to do. You know, it's working out. They're raising their family. You know, they're where they want to live. They're settling down for the rest of their lives. And now it's all uprooted. And there's no solution to it. I'm looking at their whole, wherever those people were, everybody unemployed, looking for a job. You got people that haven't had to compete for a job in 20, 30 years.
Mm.
You know, then you know, trying to get back into the workforce with all this competition. And you know there's going to be some age discrimination, even though they're not going to say it. But it's going to be some age discrimination. Even say something in the job that you do, you get somebody that's a young person just starting out, that they can train and mold, and has that if they still going to have longevity, and they know, well, you probably gonna be gone about 5 years anyway. It's hard. You compete against people who will be in a job a long time, and knowing that they know you looking for a job, you only gonna be about another 5 years. Who you think they're gonna invest in? You or the other person?
Yeah.
That's it.
Thank you. Felicia, your thoughts?
Well, so I've got a lot of thoughts. I'm not remembering clearly if we talked about this on the live or we talked about this backstage. But I'm really glad Savannah's up here because she has far more information than I do. But I recall whenever that conversation happened, the group of us were on the same consensus that don't type "I resign" back in that email. No, don't do it. And this was in January. So I'm gathering that sister that's been documenting, she wasn't paying attention, and she don't watch the Gray Hair Diva, and she don't read certain articles, and she didn't understand what Doge was doing. So she was working from home, because I think I got this right. She was working from home, and she said she took the "I resign" path and could continue to work from home until September. And then after September, she was no longer going to be on the payroll. And I don't know what her plan was. And I'm not trying to shame her. I just don't know what her plan was. And it seems like she's in an emotional turmoil. I think she needs to relax. I think she needs to enjoy this holiday. Be about love with the family and the friends. Be prayed up. Don't spend money you don't have. Protect your resources. If it comes down to the utilities and the mortgage or the rent, you pay the rent and get some battery operated lights. Okay, but protect your resources. But I recall that we had a long conversation about that email. You even read that email to us. And it said, just type "I resign," and you have your job until September. So now she's, as Wayne said, she's in the most competitive job market that this country has probably seen in the last 25 years. So she has to wait. She has to wait. But I look forward to Savannah. Thank you so much, Diva.
Thank you. Savannah, your thoughts?
Thank you, Felicia. So Yes, I am one of these federal workers that have been impacted. I did not agree and take the first offer when that email came out. However, many senior people and some young government, and I mean young being less than 10 years in their role as a government employee, did take the offer, and that came out around February. And it is correct. You would type in "I resign," then you get to go home starting March 1st or the first week of March and get paid for being home and not working until September 30th. So people, the folks that did take that deal were home for 6-7 months without working. They did not have to work from home, sign on or nothing. They resigned from their position and still received their regular pay up until September 30th, which was the end of the fiscal year. A lot of the numbers were not as big as they anticipated. However, they came out with a second offer. And this one, they allowed them to work, but they can now work from home as long as you were not mission essential. So that one did generate bigger numbers. The people who resigned in the first email, those positions went away, meaning they could not come back, they cannot recompete, they cannot reapply. Those positions went away. This administration's agenda from the beginning, as he said, was to shrink the government workforce. And however, there was no plan on how they did it. They just came in like a bull in a china shop and shut down critical agencies that the public needed their services, whether it was the USAID or the CDC or even the FAA. These were critical elements that the general public needed these SMEs, subject matter experts, to be in place to just continue with protocol and safety guidelines. But they let a lot of these people go. And now they are scrambling and offering almost twice the salary for people to come back into these key positions. I continue to receive emails. I was doged in August. My emails, I still have access. I still have my government access card, and I still get my emails. I am scheduled to return in January. And so they are looking to get through the holidays and bring the work, have a strong workforce come back in January and fill in some of these key positions that Elon and Doge fired. And now they're seeing that it is causing some public discord and havoc, that these positions need to be put back in place. This was all a personal decision, and she is correct. This market is brutal. It is hard to find. I myself have put in over 100 resumes. I have 2 degrees, going on my 3rd degree, and I get plenty of interviews, but I cannot seal the deal and get a job offer. Whereas 2 years ago, I had 5 job offers in 1 week in my email. So it is highly competitive. I know people with top secret clearance that have worked at NASA or CIA, and they're out here looking for jobs. So it's hard to pivot even into the private sector because they don't generate the benefits or even the financial gain that we are accustomed to working for the government. So it's unfortunate. There's a lot of people out here suffering. I know that the unaliving rate, especially now with the holidays, it has gone up. I received an email about that over the weekend, where people are afraid to lose their homes and they're struggling with food insecurities right now during the holidays. And there are no programs or relief that they're offering, especially if you took the first buyout. So where these people are standing in lines with regular common folks getting the handouts, or drive-throughs getting the handouts, there's absolutely, you're resetting and starting over, and there is no answer to what's going on but to stay in prayer, help each other out, and hopefully we find some resolution in 2026, because and part of this new opening up the government is that they could not fire anybody else because the numbers are so bad. What they did was reckless, without a plan, without regard on how it affected the economy, families, and just the general public altogether. So it's difficult. I know people that are still waiting to be repaid from the government being shut down for those 43 days. They have not received their pay as of yet. I know people who are behind in mortgages. It's really bad. So I thank you for doing this story, Diva, because I think it needs to be told, and a lot of these people are suffering, government workers, and it is hard to find another job doing what we're accustomed to, because there is a pride that comes when you serve your government and you are working for something you believe in. But it's hard working for this administration, and for people who are less qualified than you and who don't have the best regard for policy and just public well-being, and it's a challenge. So there are a lot of mental health issues going on right now working for the government, but I could keep going because this is a very personal and touchy subject for me. But do an update on this, Diva, around December, January, and see where we stand at that time.
Sounds good. Thank you everyone for their insight. Thank you, Savannah, for yours too. Feeling for the people, because as they stated, there's so many people out there looking for a job now. You barely get a call back. But I'm gonna roll into the last story. This is the cruise ship situation. The young lady.
Eva, I'd like to interrupt if I may. Tyler's being very insensitive in the chat. I think his comments should be removed. Thank you.
Okay, I did that. Thank you for that, Felicia. Let me go into this story. Her grandparents, which I did not know, were on this cruise with her too. It was her grandparents, and they're telling their side. Let's take a listen.
18-year-old Anna Kepner, who died on a Carnival Horizon cruise ship earlier this month, breaking their silence.
I just screamed. I couldn't stop screaming.
Barbara and Jeffrey Kepner were on board the 7-day cruise in the Caribbean with their son, his wife, and their grandchildren, enjoying time as a family. Anna staying with her brother and stepbrother in a stateroom, seen here.
Do you remember the last time that you saw Anna?
We had dinner. Anna wasn't feeling well. She just said, Mima, I think I'm going to go back to my room for a little bit. And she must have felt better because she got dressed up and she came down. We were playing in the casino. She didn't win anything. And she said, Mima, I love you guys. I'll see you later. And we never saw her again after that.
The next morning, an announcement over the ship's broadcast system changed everything.
They called for a medical alert team to go to a stateroom. And when they said the number, I recognized the number immediately. The room steward that was going in to clean the room is the one that found her.
She was found. concealed under the bed. I was told that she pulled back the mattress and found Anna.
What did the FBI say was the official cause of death?
The FBI contacted my son and family and told us our cause of death was asphyxiation.
Anna's grandmother said one possibility they're considering whether it was caused by a so-called bar hold, an arm across the neck.
You take the elbow like this. They said when they took her body to the medical examiner's office, it was in perfect condition.
Kepner telling ABC News they were told their granddaughter's body showed no signs of sexual assault or drugs or alcohol in her system. In an unrelated custody dispute, Anna's stepmother calling Anna's stepbrother, who is a minor, a suspect in Anna's death.
Do you think he had anything to do with Anna's death?
I mean, he was in a room with her. He was the only one seen coming and going. So I can't accuse him because I don't know what happened in that room. But the summation would be that he did something.
And has he said anything to you about what happened?
I heard him, in his own words, say he does not remember what happened.
Anna's grandmother says she sat in on a portion of the stepbrother's interview with the FBI.
He was an emotional mess. He couldn't even speak. He couldn't believe what had happened.
Anna's grandparents say she and her stepbrother were close.
They were just like brother and sister.
What else could you tell me about him?
That he was a good student.
Played soccer.
He played soccer, very quiet young man. He had demons, I think, in his past, and he was trying to deal with those.
Anna's stepbrother has not been arrested or charged with the crime. Attorneys for both the stepbrother's parents did not respond to ABC's request for comment. The FBI and medical examiner's office also declined to comment. Anna's family focused now on honoring their granddaughter, a high school senior and straight-A student who planned to join the military.
She had purpose. She wanted to do things. This little tiny 110-pound girl, she was mighty, very mighty.
We were looking forward to seeing her grow.
What do you hope for now in this moment for your family?
I hope that we can heal. Whatever happened in that room, the only person responsible is the person that was in the room with Anna.
What does justice look like for your family?
Whatever the law says, I'm not going to advocate for anything more or anything less. And that will be for the courts to decide.
We are still waiting for the official toxicology and autopsy reports to be released. Barbara and Jeffrey still don't know exactly what happened in that stateroom. They might never know. For now, they are grieving Anna, who wanted to join the Navy and had a bright future ahead. Guys?
Absolutely thinking of Anna's family.
Super sad. Yeah, the demons came back while he was on the ship. Julius, your thoughts?
Something is not adding up. He was the only one to see her. And he was the only one coming from that room. She said it out of her own mouth. This is not me putting 20 on 10. This is not you putting 20 on 10. This is not anybody on this panel putting 20 on 10. They always say, oh, they were close. This one, if they were so close, why were there concerns prior? And if she was like the apple of their eye, why didn't they pull them aside and say, what happened? Something is not adding up. The story, and I am an avid cruiser, this is not sitting right with my spirit. This young lady is gone. And only that young man. And let me add this. She said, oh yeah, he had demons in his past, that he was trying to heal from, always trying to talk. They always do that. Always trying to talk so nice. No, he still had those demons. Those demons were prevalent. They were alive and well. He did something to that girl because the news broke earlier today that her death was ruled a homicide. She was unalived. end. But yet, you want to say they were so close, just like brother and sister, and yada, yada, yada. But then, he was the only one that was in that room to see her. Miss me with the excuses. This is not sitting right with my spirit. He did something to that girl.
Thank you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
I'm side-eyeing the whole family. As a mom of boys and girls,
Mm-hmm.
we all know that no boy and a girl should be sharing a room, especially at their age. Shouldn't be sharing a room. I'm side-eyeing them because you said he had the demon in him, but that he gone. Evidently, his problems are not over. He's still fighting some demons. And I know somebody knew he was still fighting those demons. And if you said the girl was sick and she came down, but she went back up, I don't know nobody in the family that's you on a cruise and you're not gonna check on the child, your underage child that is sick. You enjoying yourself at the casino where there's a child, a teenager, and that is sick. It's so many things that they say that is having me side-eyeing this whole family. I pray that this baby gets justice by the justice system because she wasn't getting no justice at home. And that part to me is even worse than what happened to her. So I pray she does find peace because she ain't gonna find it with these people because they too busy trying to cover it up, trying to slide stuff up under the rug. That's the reason why this baby was left up under the bed because y'all keep sliding stuff up under the rug and he slid a body up under the bed.
Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, this was just totally devious. And for him to get on the bed and go to sleep, knowing that he allegedly unalived this girl, and went to sleep like it was nothing. Like, okay, it's over with, it's done. I did what I need to do, and I'm going to sleep. And nobody, okay, and like in my opinion, just said that nobody came and checked on her when she said that she wasn't feeling well. Or maybe, he was in the room, so they was thinking that she was okay. And I don't like that the point where they're sleeping in the same room either. I don't. They're not like their sisters and brothers, like blood sisters and brothers. They're step sisters and brothers. And who knows what he was trying to try in that room. But as we say, and then now he's talking about he ain't blanked out. Okay, so that means that everybody that have done something and they can say they're blanked out, they can get the charges and all that dismissed from them too. Oh please. Condolences to the lady, to the family, to her mom, to their family. Hopefully we'll get some resolution from this boy or whoever he is, and hopefully that child will get some justice, even though she's not here to receive it. But hopefully she'll feel better. That's all I got.
Thanks. Wayne, your thoughts?
Since we don't know what happened in that room, and everybody's saying him, all these stories we done on women taking advantage of children or younger people. I mean, who's to say that that kind of situation didn't happen? Maybe she was the aggressor and his demons came out. Okay, wasn't nobody there, but everybody's saying it's him because he was the only one in and out. It could have been the other way. I don't know where the forensics people are. Maybe they did do forensics on the room and all that stuff, but the kid's a minor. Maybe that's why he's not locked up, if they think he did it. But yeah, it don't have to be him. I'm done.
I appreciate you, Wayne, but she hid herself under the mattress with life savers and blankets covering herself. Felicia, your thoughts?
I'm not saying she did. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying he didn't, I'm saying the cause of it could have been that maybe she was coming on to him or whatever. That's what I'm saying. As that could have happened.
Increased matters. Thanks for this update. I did hear that because people heard screaming too. The 14-year-old heard tussling in the room. He knocked and was told by the stepbrother to go away. Felicia, your thoughts?
And this is what I was going to talk about. There was supposed to be 3 teenagers in that room. And the grandmother just walked through. I don't know. I guess she tossed the 14-year-old out of the story completely. Boom, you out. She said the only person going in and out was this so-called stepbrother. So I'm going to be with opinion tonight. Everybody hold on. I'm side-eyeing the whole damn family. I want the grandparents locked up first. That's who I want locked up first. Yep. Yep. They knew that this grandchild of theirs had problems. They had him unsupervised. So
no, the grandparents that we saw, Felicia, are her grandparents.
Their son is her father.
Yes. Okay.
Correct.
Yes.
So that don't make the other kids his. They're not his.
No, it's a blended family.
So who's the 14-year-old?
I thought the 14-year-old,
the younger stepbrother.
Right. I thought it was both of those kids belonged to the mom and the stepmom.
So the only biological child of the grandparents was Anna.
That's the way I took it.
So the only 2 people looking out for her, or should have been looking out for her, was her grandparents.
Right.
But
it should have been her
teenagers,
father too.
The father's useless. You can tell already. He's worthless. Daddy ain't said nothing. Okay, he's a piece of trash. I'm calling it right now. Okay. So, according to the grandmother, she reminded me of that other grandmother. I tell you, she reminded me of that other grandmother that was trying to set that black boy, that neighbor, up next door. I forget what happened. But she was trying to call him out for something that happened to one of her grandchildren.
The father of the baby, because the little girl was pregnant. That's
correct. So here we go again. So I guess they were looking for some young black boy aboard the ship, and they were going to say he did it. Yeah, okay. This is, I want these grandparents brought in. I want them held accountable. Because if this wasn't her biological grandchild, she was aware that there was some mental health things with this kid. And when the 3 of them said, no, we'll stay in the stateroom together, you were supposed to step in, and love and protect your granddaughter and say, you staying with us.
Yeah.
And they didn't. This is what I mean by love and protect. This is what I mean when I say there's predators everywhere. So it sounds like she was sleeping. And he went in there and put her in a chokehold because Granny showed her. What she said, Mima? Mima showed her how it went down, didn't she?
Yeah.
No, seriously, she did.
No, she did.
She showed us. So she must have seen him do it many times.
Oh, my God.
Well, how else she know? How else does she know? And she was showing us. I'm disgusted with the whole family. I'm with opinion on this one tonight. Bring them all in. I'm done.
I appreciate you. Savannah, your thoughts?
So I'm gonna go ahead and jump in the same boat with Felicia, and in my opinion, this family, I have never seen a case where the family has leaked so much information. And not the authorities. Everything that we know has come from this family. The father, the biological father, has a criminal past. The birth mother found out about her daughter's unaliving through Google.
News, right?
She heard something on the news, and she was like, "Wait a minute! That there was an incident on the boat, and she said she went to Google and found that it was her daughter that was unalived. And she has not heard back from the father or the FBI at the time, before when they had a memorial service for her this past weekend, a celebration of life. And and so the stepmother is now she filed some kind of motion where she wants everyone to stop doing interviews and talking, because it continues to implicate her son, who is the suspect in the girl's unaliving. This whole family is because the stepmother's in a custody battle with her ex-husband for the 2 children that were on this cruise with the young lady who
She
passed.
should automatically lose.
You would think she would. They placed she filed a special motion or injunction or something that they pause the custody hearings while she deals with this unfortunate situation. And this happened when she got off the boat, because the court hearing for the custody battle was that following Monday, Tuesday, after the incident on the boat. So this whole family is a mess, and that's how it became public, because she had to testify that because her son was named as a suspect in this incident, that she asked for a stay on this custody hearing. And so that's how it came out that her son did something to his stepsister or potential stepsister. But I'm side-eyeing the whole family, especially the father. The father has a very stained and horrible criminal past against minors. He did nothing to protect this young lady. No one protected this young lady. Her whole family is trash. And now grandma, Mima, Pop, them too. I don't understand. There's no remorse, not a tear in their eye, not a flutter on all her eyeliner. I feel sorry. This child had no one besides her friends, her school, that really protected her, or even protecting her memory. It's just crazy. This story, there's more and more leaked every day. And it's not from the authorities, it's coming from the family.
Yep. It's a shame. So let me
Viva
just
Mayor.
share, but give me a minute, Julius. So grief-stricken Anna Kepner's mom speaks out after discovering her daughter died on a Carnival cruise ship from Google. She revealed that she was forced to go to her daughter's memorial in disguise. So Anna Kepner's mother has revealed that she found out her daughter's mysterious cruise ship death via Google. Heather Wright spoke out about the harrowing ordeal after an 18-year-old cheerleader body was found on November 7th under a bed in her cabin of a Carnival cruise ship. The suspicious circumstances of her death triggered an FBI probe, which has since revealed the high schooler died of asphyxiation from a chokehold after investigators found bruising on her neck. Now her birth mother has revealed that she did not know about her daughter until she Googled cruise ship death and saw Anna's picture come up. The senior is from Tudorville, Florida, had been on a family vacation to the Caribbean with her father, stepmother, and step-siblings. My ex-husband did not try to contact me at all whatsoever to let me know that my daughter died, Wright told Banfield on Friday. I Googled 18-year-old died on a cruise ship, and that's when my daughter's face popped up all over Google, she said. The only information I had was that my daughter was on a cruise ship, she added. Rumors passed on to her from a third-hand source prompted her to try and contact her daughter via TikTok and her phone number before she tried the search engine. The heartbroken mother revealed how Anna loved the water and would have hugely enjoyed the vacation. We were constantly going to the lake here where I lived so she could go swimming, she said. Wright, who lives in Oklahoma, noted that she was estranged from her daughter and last saw her a few years ago, local news outlets reported. I would call her on her birthday and holidays, she said, claiming that her ex-husband, Christopher Kepner, made having a strong relationship with her daughter challenging. Wright further claimed that this was the reason why she was forced to attend her daughter's memorials wearing a disguise. She said that after telling her ex-husband that she would have traveled to Florida for the ceremony, he said, if you step foot in Florida, I will have you arrested immediately for bad child support. Like I said, this whole family is trash.
Their father is trash. That's what it is.
That ever happened to me. And I'd even walk to her work to see her, you know, for like 5-10 minutes. She complained about him being uncomfortable, or her being uncomfortable around him.
I'm praying and hoping that this will come out so that they will have a solid case.
That was one of Anna's ex-boyfriend. Wright further claimed that this was the reason why she was forced to attend her daughter's memorial service wearing a disguise. She said that after telling her ex-husband she would travel to Florida for the ceremony, he said, if you set foot in Florida, I will have you arrested immediately for bad child support. Ignoring his alleged threat, Wright said she went to the memorial wearing a wig and high heels. Kepner's 16-year-old stepbrother is under investigation in connection with her death. The boy's parents indicated in an unrelated court documents filed on Monday. The two step-siblings shared a cabin, and the family of Anna's ex, Joshua, too, have claimed her stepbrother was obsessed with her and allegedly climbed on top of her as she laid in bed. Meanwhile, Joshua's father has claimed that the cheerleader was scared of her stepbrother. The pair allegedly got into a violent row the night before she died, which saw Anna's stepbrother scream at her and throw chairs inside their cabin. See, this is crazy. It comes as chilling CCTV from inside the ship reveals Kepner's final hours. The FBI has not named a step relative as a suspect in Kepner's death. Wright said she has not yet been contacted by investigators regarding her daughter's death. This is just super sad. The father's trash. Everybody's trash, like you said. Julius, what did you want to add?
That's what I was gonna add about her ex-boyfriend's statement, because it was said in one of our comments. Everybody's coming out how demonic this boy was in targeting her. Everybody is saying how he was obsessed and stalking her and how uncomfortable and nervous she was around him. That is quite contradictory to that buffoonery of a grandmother's statement talking about how they were so close. Her former boyfriend, a romantic partner, is sharing because she can't share for herself how she felt uncomfortable around her stepbrother. Like this don't sit right with me. They all need to be brought down, including the bio mama.
The bio mama was estranged from her, though. I mean, she was going through her own issues, and the bio father wouldn't allow the mother. You see, the mother said she had to sneak and go to her own daughter's funeral. Something must have happened with Anna, her mom. I believe the mom was she's dealing with substance abuse, the mom. But
Diva,
yes.
I find it hard to believe that there was a issue of him on top of her, and then we gonna let them share a room. I'm something about this.
Yeah, but let me tell you this. Don't find it hard to believe, because there are people that are getting touched. I'm trying to use the word so that I won't use the other word, touched in their own home by the grandfather, the uncle, the stepfather, the biological father, and people are acting like it's not happening. So the fact that he was on top of her and they ignored it. First of all, if we even X that out, Y'all knew that these siblings wasn't getting along, so why are you putting them in a room together on vacation anyway? But if I X that piece out, they knew this boy was dealing with some issues. He needed to be in a room on his own.
That
But definitely
part,
not having her in the room with
or be
him.
with one of the parents.
That part.
Or
So
did they do it for insurance money? So the cruise can pay them money. I was just wondering. Because you know it happened in international
no.
water.
Listen, this boy is sick. I don't think it was that deep. Mima was there, Papa was there. I don't think it was about insurance money. I think that this boy has some issues that they all knew about and they was ignoring. And I do believe he was obsessed with his stepsister. And you got a girl, he's 16. You got an 18-year-old girl that got a shower and change in this room with these boys. If you ever been on a cruise ships and they was in a stateroom,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
that it was an inside room with that little window that is like yay big. And she got to go to the bathroom and use that shower like them with those two boys in the room. They whoever thought that this was a good idea, shame on them.
Diva, may I say something here, please?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So I don't think, I'm hoping that I'm received. I hope that my consistency, people are not wanting to take it another way. But I believe everybody knows exactly what we have said here. They knew it before they boarded the ship. But after you just read that last piece, I also believe they despise her mother. And because they despise the mother, because the mother said, okay, I had to dress up. So if the mother and his father say, you're going to allow her to come and you're not going to do anything, if there's some respect there, some boundaries there, she may have felt a little bit more comfortable. But she wasn't getting support from any of those murderers, killers, alleged lowlives. So I don't believe they liked her mother at all. I think they hate the mother. And I think in their own way, they hated Anna. So I get grandma up and talking about she was the light, she was the love, she was a this and she was a that. But she's not saying what she really knows. But she showed us. She showed us how her life was taken. So I'm not going to walk away here believing that shame on them because they should have known better. They did know better. And what happened is what they intended to have happen. And that's what I believe. I'm done.
I see what you're talking about, Felicia. I really do. And then, you know, the way that she said that the way that she died, I mean, was unalive. Now, how would she know when they haven't did no autopsy or anything
They did.
they did the autopsy of strangulation. Okay, they did strangulation.
Yeah, they
Okay.
did. And they told them how she most likely died because they
Asphyxiation.
saw this on
Yeah,
them.
asphyxiation.
Yeah. And they said
They thought because they can do it in international waters, he would get away with it. But too bad. FBI on your tail, boy.
Listen, the whole family is trash. That's for sure. This is sad. May she rest in peace. It's a shame that she went like this. It's just sad.
I want the grandparents charged. I was damn mad when the grandfather said, what was it? He a good soccer player? Sir, please go to the jail. Turn yourself in.
He sure did say that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Come on now. Preach, Pastor. Come on.
I mean, we want to believe people's got some goodness in them. And many people want to believe that the devil doesn't exist. And he likes that you believe that. But I'm a believer and I'm a good listener. Those two grandparents there, shame on them. Charge them, bring them in. Was he a good tennis player? What the hell the grandfather said?
No, you said it right, soccer.
Yeah, But the grandmother picked up her right arm and showed us. You want me to believe that that boy didn't tell her exactly what he did? I'll stand alone on this one. He told her.
Whew. Well, listen, guys. I appreciate y'all being here. I know some nights is rough when we do these trending topics. It's not adding up. You ain't never lied. It ain't adding up. But y'all know the routine. If you ain't hit that like button on the way in, do me a favor, hit it on the way out. This injustice at dinner. The 9 ladies that got kicked out of Cork Bull. I'm going to follow this story to see their justice. The job crisis. I'm looking forward to, hopefully there's a turnaround in 2026. The cruise tragedy. This thing gets nastier by the minute. I don't know when the world, well, let me back up and say this. And I know it gets emotional when we say these things, but the truth got to be the truth. At first I was saying to myself the other night, when are they just so slow to arrest people? I think the only reason why this singer David has not been arrested, because I think the people that allegedly helped him, they don't look like him. It seems like when they don't look like me, the arrest for the crime is slow. If this Diva was on the cruise and in Diva's room, a person is gone, hidden up underneath the bed, and they got the cameras, because cameras is all over that shit. And they know who came in and out. They heard the screams. The other brother tried to get in, and the one inside told him, no, go away. And he's still walking the streets. You got to make it make sense. Increased matters, I did hear that. Listen, guys, y'all know the routine. Like I said, hit that like button if you didn't hit it already. I'll see you tomorrow night for trending topics. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo choo.
Choo choo. Love y'all.
Choo choo choo.